All right. Once again, God has blessed me with another day, then taking favor with me and allowed me to be able to coincide of some of the things that has taken place in my life in TDC, the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, the place where they say they don't rehabilitate your children anymore. There was a time when they rehabilitated, even though they didn't, but now they just tell you they don't do that anymore. So now we have to be more focused. The people that's going inside the walls now are not focused. There are some things that you should know about being focused once you end in TDC, because the counties of this state are full of offenders that's on their way to prison. And maybe with someone reviewing this review that's on the outside, they can let their children know, their husbands know, their brothers and their uncles or their aunts and their sisters or mothers. Let them know or give them some kind of insight what to expect once they reach a facility. But I want to just point out to the fact is that you have to stay focused. You have to have someone or somebody that you believe in, that you care enough about, that you love, that you want to stay out with here in the outside world. You know, once you get inside the prison, you start missing things. There are some things that you miss that... Hold up, man. There are some things that you miss, and you do not realize that you miss them until you're taken away from our children, our loved ones, who care so much about us. You wonder sometime how this man stayed focused after doing so much amount of time. Well, one of the major reasons is that I had a caring mother. I had a praying mother who prayed for me, who prayed for my safety, who prayed every night and every day while I was doing those years incarcerated. And we come to realize how important prayer is. So we pray and we ask for peace. We ask for God to keep us out of harm's way. And these things he does for while we are still doing time. But the people that's reviewing this video, you have a more insight and a view of yourself, of what you want to do. Do you want to place yourself in the institution where they don't care? I remember I was on McConnell unit, and we had eaten Johnny's. Johnny's is sandwiches, a peanut butter sandwich, and they give you a sandwich called mystery meat. What is mystery meat? They don't even tell you what the mystery is. They just say that this mystery meat. And we had eaten these Johnny's every day for months. For months. Every day we had Johnny's. And you would think that even having Johnny's, I was thankful for them, because I thought about the people that was in society that was living up on the bridges, living in places that didn't have nothing to eat. So I was thankful for even the Johnny's that they fed to us. I once remember my mother, I was telling her about how they kept feeding us all that peanut butter. So my mother told me, she said, well, Andre, she said, well, you need to eat them. When you are eating those peanut butter sandwiches, just think that you are eating a steak. You know, and that's probably hard to think about, eating a steak, eating peanut butter, but you even appreciate the peanut butters. There are guys who come to prison, don't have no family. Those guys are still taken care of because the state does feed you 3 meals a day. Either if it's Johnny's, you're gonna eat. You may not eat the things that you pleases for, but you're gonna eat. And even then, I found that was thankful for. But back to being focused. There's so much to be focused about inside the walls, because there are so much that you can do, because the state does offer you things that's free. And I advise anybody that's in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to take what they're giving you. You know, it's easy said than done, because most men, they come to prison, if they ain't got their mind set on just doing their time and getting out, they get indulged in the things that goes on. And when you start indulging with the things that's going on, you don't care. You don't care about what's happening for the day. You're looking for only what's happening for the day. You're not caring about what's happening for tomorrow. You know, most people say, well, tomorrow going to come, and well, we're not promised tomorrow. We're promised today. And if you are promised today, then you ought to be thankful for today and be willing to try to set something up for good tomorrow. So when that tomorrow come to you, you'll have something already set. I think about the lay-ins that they give you daily in prison. When you have a lay-in, you can't be late, and if you don't go, you get cases. They write you up for not going to lay-ins. Well, it's the same thing in society. People have to go to work. People have to go to meetings. People have to be there on time. And if you're not on time, then you might be eliminated. So it's the same thing. But it starts now. It starts now on becoming more focused on your life while you're free. So you don't have to end up in the institution where the people are trying to tell you how to live, when to go to sleep, when to wake up, when to eat breakfast. They eat breakfast at 3 o'clock in the morning. They are through feeding breakfast on a facility by 4:30. That's a wrap. And if you haven't went and eaten, then you're not going to eat that breakfast. You're going to have to wait till lunchtime. And lunchtime may be something that you are not familiar with eating. Casseroles is most things they feed you. Chili Max, chili con con. You know, all these things that you probably have never eaten or never heard of. But you will if you go to prison. And, you know, because Texas prison, they see it only that they are there to feed you and get you through the day. Make sure that you don't starve. And it doesn't matter what they feed you. They are just trying to feed you where you don't starve. But right now, we can focus on not being in that position. When you wake up, because God woke you up this morning, it wasn't your alarm clock, it wasn't your spouse that's laying next to you, it was our God. They gave each one of y'all the ability to get up this morning and start another day, a new day. That's something to be thankful for while you're free. Also, when you're incarcerated. So you have an opportunity right now to get yourself together. I know it's easier said than done. But when we pray and we ask God to do things for us with a sincere heart, he hears us out. And he say, promise come with prayer. So our prayers will be answered when we go to him with a willingly heart. So look at yourself right now before you end up into the walls of incarceration. That's not a place to be. Freedom is so thankful. I'm sitting right here in the park of Alameda Plaza, 2700 block, and I'm enjoying freedom instead of being on a rec yard looking out and you can't even see the highway. I was on a facility when I told you I was on East Sam on my other episodes. I spoke of the fact that some of the things that took in place there, but I never told you that for 10 years I never heard the train. I had never heard a train. So when I left that facility and went to another one, I had finally heard a train. Don't you know, I was so glad just to hear the train. Just to hear the train. There's so much that goes on in your life when you're incarcerated that you don't think you miss until you're taken away from it. We leave the women that we say we love. We leave them with our children to raise. I've met so many men, so many fathers inside the walls of incarceration that always talks about they just want to get out and be with their children. But most of all, you should want to get out just to be free, just to be away from what you're in, because it's so easily come back out and get back focused on the things of the streets. And once again, you'll find yourself placed in TDC talking about how you'll just want to get back to your children. If you go to prison and you do 20 years and you had a child that was 1 year old when you went in, guess who the child really know? Not the father. So we want to prevent these things from happening right now. So I would like to just share some things and just let you know how much I care. Thank you.